Hi, Professor Stanley. I'm very sorry that my portfolio project reflection is late, but I got confused on the deadlines. After completing this project, I have learned about ethics in healthcare. I learned how most nurses have the same ethics. They have the obligation to treat all patients the same. To improve my writing, I would have gone to see a tutor to help me make my writing better. I could have done a lot better on this assignment if I just fixed all of my silly mistakes. I had a lot of grammatical errors that could have been easily fixed if I had someone else read over my paper. I just learned this format this year and really struggled with it. I learned how professional writing differs from other writing. Properly addressing your audience is so important. For instance, you would write to a friend differently than you would write a boss. When writing, you first need to figure out how you will address the reader. When professional writing, it is best to keep it straight and to the point. Make sure to include all the details, but do not include useless information. Making professional writing super long could bore the reader and make them lose interest fast. When writing professionally, it is very important to be culturally sensitive to the reader. You should never make assumptions. Always ask questions if you're not sure of something. Making assumptions can cause you to offend the reader. When writing, I have found that it is helpful to read your writing out loud to catch mistakes, or have someone else read your writing. When reading out loud, you are more likely to catch the mistakes your brain skips over. When reading in your head, your brain autocorrects the mistakes. I have never really created a video oral presentation before, so this is a first for me. Hopefully I do okay. I wrote everything I was going to say down before so I would not forget anything. I think I could have done a better job analyzing the research I did. I usually just skim over articles and stuff and look for key points. I think I could have done a lot better if I would actually read more into the writing. I think it also could have been better if I would have actually written a memo before. I've never written a memo, so I struggled a lot with the formatting on that too. I had a lot of little errors. I also really struggled with finding good articles to use. That database is really hard for me to use. I'm still learning how to use that. Overall, I really did enjoy learning about ethics in healthcare. It is so important in nursing and in healthcare. I really liked that we had the freedom to write what we wanted and pick our topic. I tend to struggle a lot more with a piece of writing if the professor picks the topic rather than me picking it. If I pick it, I know it is something that I'm interested in and I'll enjoy writing it. I learned paraphrasing and summarizing better, and it is important to include the most important details. I found it hard not to use the author's exact words. When summarizing, you have to be very careful about not plagiarizing. Even if you have just a couple of the same words, it can be considered plagiarism. Learning how to write professionally will definitely help me in my future career, knowing my audience, excluding useless information, and keeping it as brief as possible. I learned how important communication is in every job, healthcare especially. A miscommunication here can cause a problem that could affect a patient's life. Always be sure to ask questions if you are unsure. This will help to avoid unnecessary errors. You want to be sure that you're doing the right task, if you misunderstood them by just hearing something wrong. That is so important in healthcare, and I've learned that by some of my peers writing on the discussion boards. They've had errors like that, and that's very scary to me. So never just assume. Problem solving is also a huge problem, or problem solving is also huge in healthcare. When you are unsure of what to do in an unfamiliar situation, you need to stay calm and collected and try to come up with a solution in a timely manner. My dream job is a pediatric oncology nurse, and I think attitude and enthusiasm are so important in this field of work. You need to come into work with a positive attitude. These kids are sick and do not need their caretakers to be super negative around them. Yes, they may be dying, but it is your job to try and keep them in good spirits, even in their last days, and make their stay at the hospital, not fun, but not so dreadful, Often kids hate going to the doctors, let alone when they are sick. Try to be enthusiastic about your job. Find new ways to get the kids to feel more comfortable around you. Like, I saw this video and this doctor was giving a shot while singing to this girl, and the girl didn't even know that she was getting a shot. With you, attitude is so important, plus no one wants to work with someone who has a bad attitude. What I have always been taught is leave your problems at the door. As soon as you walk into the hospital, your goal should be taking care of those kids. I really enjoyed your class and learned a lot. Thank you.